Hey, excuse me. Hey, y'all, it's Kim. I mean, coughing and stuff. Let's go through some of the memes and things I've pulled out for today. Let's just start here. Hold on, let me open it. It says the people telling you Trump is wrong about tariffs were 100% wrong about inflation, jabs, Ukraine, law and order, immigration, bailouts, etc. Don't even bother listening to them. They want their USAID money back. Yeah, that's totally where I think we're at. Let's see here. Some of these reels are, I'm having trouble getting them open. Let's look at this one. It says amateur looters and then professional looters. I mean, how did they become millionaires? We need to know that. It says the amateurs won't get caught, but the professional is going to be when Doge finalizes the report. They are robbing all of us. Exactly why they hate Trump and much. The people that are screaming the most, both sides of the aisle. Yes, and I do believe that. Are know that their involvement in corruption is about to be uncovered. Yeah, we're just going through some of their comments. Oh, this one, I've seen this guy before. He was one of the ones throwing a fit after the election, but it says these are the folks telling you to mask up, fight more wars, and burn stuff to the ground if you don't like it. If you're sensitive, cover your ears because I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Ah, let me see.
Be hopeful. Be happy. There's still tomorrow. Don't give up. Never give up. No, no, no. Never give up. No, no, no. Let me love you. Let me love you.
Oh,
Never give up. No, no, no. Never give up. No, no, no. Let me love you. Let me love you.
an inspiring message
Tomorrow,
turns to
don't give
amazing
up.
song.
Not yet.
Are you serious? You must be tone deaf. It says you if you're ever tempted to feel like a failure, remember this guy exists. Oh my gosh.
If you're vaccinated, you don't have a risk. And that's the reason why we say it's as simple as black and white. You're vaccinated, you're safe. You're unvaccinated, you're at risk. Simple as that. I mean, I got infected about 2 weeks ago. It was my third infection, and I have been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times. If you're vaccinated,
wow, what a clown. It says right here, this man needs to be tried for crimes against humanity. And I don't know if y'all know, but RFK has a book called The Real Anthony Fauci, I think is what it says. I've started reading it, but it's like I've heard other people talk about it. And obviously he never came out and said this stuff wasn't true about what they were doing the vaccines. And then it says this guy wasn't elected and shut down the entire country, just like what they say Elon Musk is doing. So it's kind of like, hypocrisy here. Says bring him to jail, but if he did nothing wrong, why does he need a preemptive pardon dating back to 2014? Exactly. What is he covering for? Hold on, let's see. I wish these would like just start from the beginning. Some of these didn't pull up. Hold on. Let's see about this idiot right here. It says liberal has no idea what she's protesting with the Elon Musk stuff.
How does boycotting Tesla save democracy? It takes down a leader of the movement to dismantle democracy. What movement? By Elon Musk, who happens to be Canadian raised as well. Sorry, I'm not here to debate with you. Sorry, you can do research on Google. What it means is that he's an idiot. If you are interested in this topic, please read up about it. It's all over the news, the internet.
Was he
boycotting Tesla save democracy?
Is he from Canada? I thought he was from South Africa. Okay, it says these Elon protesters have no idea what they're protesting. She just needs a nice room with the rubber walls. Thank you, CNN and MSNBC, for creating these brain dead sheep. Yeah, I mean, I still don't understand why they're so mad at him, but I guess that's just where we're at. Let's see. It says some things never change. Have you figured out why they're all stinking rich yet? This is Ronald Reagan.
Living too well. We have inflation because the government is living too well. And the last statement, just a few days ago, was a speech to the effect that we have inflation because government revenues have not kept pace with government spending. I see my time is running out here. I'll have to get this down very fast. Yes, you can lick inflation by increasing productivity and by decreasing the cost of government to the place that we have balanced budgets and are no longer grinding out printing press money, flooding the market with it because the government is spending more than it takes in. And my economic plan calls for that. The president's economic plan calls for increasing the taxes to the point that we finally take so much money away from the people that we can balance the budget in that way. But we will have a very poor nation and a very unsound economy if we follow that path. We don't have inflation because the people are living too well.
This whole tariff thing, I know people are freaking out right now because they don't really understand how it's going to fix things. But it's like you got to be patient and just let it kind of play out. It's going to be some hard times, but we're trying to still recover from the Biden administration. If y'all hadn't figured that out, it says, that's stupid. It just says new details of Biden's cognitive decline while president exposed. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Okay. It says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but flipping off Tesla drivers and vandalizing their cars does not hurt Elon Musk financially or personally. It just makes you look like an unhinged, low IQ lunatic. And then let's play this. I guess it'll play something. Or maybe it's just a picture. Either way, it says you drive a pink Cybertruck and get harassed daily by strangers because of something that has nothing to do with you. Yeah. And then how do these imbeciles walk upright? Especially since most of the drivers are probably leftists that bought a Tesla because Biden and Democrats told them to. Yeah. And then funny thing is they're mostly flipping off their own Democrat Party constituents. Exactly. Let's see this. Jasmine Crockett. Oh my gosh. This is just like how bad the Democrat Party is sunk as far as I'm concerned. It says the Dem rep publicly admits she wasn't qualified for her job, but they gave it to her anyway. So hold on. Let's see if it'll play. Ugh.
I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm Black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, let me tell you something. When I walk in, I'm going to walk in with a level of rapport and understanding that maybe some of my other colleagues will not. Charlie offered me my job and I worked my butt off and I worked really, really hard for all of my clients, not just those that look like me. And that is what it looks like to serve. Thank you.
Well, that's so not inspirational. It says Representative Jasmine Crockett, Democrat from Texas, which I don't think she needs to be here, admits she convinced her boss to hire her as an inexperienced public defender because she's Black. Wow. She still isn't qualified for this job based on lack of decorum, lack of respect of her colleagues, etc. Yeah, exactly. That's where I see it. Let's see what this guy, it has something to do with Elizabeth Warren. Oh, she's so shrill.
The richest man in the world is going after people's retirement.
No, he isn't. How does this dusty librarian manage to be wrong every single time?
The money they've earned over a lifetime of hard work. Yep, that's right.
No, that's not right, Mothball. He's trying to eliminate the waste, fraud, and abuse in the Social Security system so that it doesn't go bankrupt. And if you want to talk about taking hard-earned money that you've earned over a lifetime, your traditional IRA gets taxed. That's your investment retirement account. If you sell your stock market investments, you pay long-term capital gains on those. If you sell your house to downsize, you pay tax on that. If you sell the business that you've been running your whole life, you pay tax on that. If you've owned your home for 50 years, you're still paying property taxes on that. And if you don't pay it, they'll take the house away.
Yeah.
And then when you die and you pass that on to your kids, well, there's a tax on that as well. You've been in office over a decade. I never heard you talk about any of that. You don't care about people's retirement. You're just talking about it now because you got somebody to blame.
Elon Musk calls Social Security, quote, the biggest Ponzi scheme of all.
Yeah, exactly. The Ponzi scheme. Boy, I tell you what, these people are crazy. Let's look at this. A man caught keying a Tesla on camera. Duh, it has Sentry mode. I don't know much about these cars, but I'm like, duh, are you stupid?
He wanted to key a Tesla, and of course, he was caught on camera doing it.
No. I don't know what happened. No. Okay.
His name is Jim Pellis, a former regional sales director for Armor Code in Massachusetts. He waited until no one was around, casually walked up to the Tesla, and, thinking no one would see him, dragged his key across the car's paint, leaving a deep scratch. What he didn't realize was that Tesla's built-in cameras were recording everything. Crystal clear footage, no denying it. It didn't take long for the internet to track him down. His company put out a statement distancing themselves, saying they don't
That's what they don't realize. The internet sleuths are going to find you.
condone vandalism and that this is now in the hands of the authorities. And Jim, he went into full panic mode, deleted his LinkedIn, tried to erase himself from the internet. But it's too late. This is going to haunt him for the rest of his life. Imagine being a grown adult and doing something this stupid. If you don't like Musk or Tesla, fine. But damaging someone else's car doesn't hurt Elon. It hurts a regular person who worked hard for it. And thanks to Tesla's cameras, he's now facing the consequences of his action.
Yeah, all of
Man
them.
just threw a...
Wow. Dumb. Look at this. Ooh, man. If I spend as much money on my car, if somebody did this, look at that crap.
This is crazy. Say fuck something. They got me.
Damn. Damn. Oh my gosh. That's horrible.
They got me, though. I could cry right now.
Oof. Well, especially how much you spent on that car. Damn, that's bad. What the hell does the note say?
What the fuck he gonna do for me?
Wow.
Damn, they got me.
Yeah, that's horrible. It says this is domestic terrorism and needs to be dealt with harshly and swiftly. I agree. And hopefully your Tesla camera captured those who ruined your car. Arrest them for domestic terrorism. When the shooting starts, don't blame conservatives. Exactly. I mean, somebody is going to wind up really getting hurt and they just don't get it. I mean, I don't want that, but I mean, somebody is going to take matters into their own hands, let's just say, and it's going to end badly, very badly. Let's see here.
Age for the butt hurt?
Not as well. Their butts seem to be very hurt by what's going on.
This is exactly the cruel streak I have come to appreciate since I became conservative.
Offer them Kleenex to wipe away their tears.
Preparation age for the butt hurt?
Not as well. Their butts seem to be very hurt by what's going on.
This is exactly the cruel streak I have come to appreciate since I became conservative.
It says advice to Democrats, get over it. And says trying to advise or admonish Democrats is an exercise in futility. The only action that can have any effect on Democrats is abolishing the whole party. Let that sink in. It's in the word. Yeah, I mean, I think they need to, be disbanded. Yet, poke fun and Donnie or Elon and their world comes crashing down as quickly as the Dow and NASDAQ. Live for yourself. I don't even care. I don't care. They're just being ugly on that one. It says the left. January 6th was the worst attack on democracy. Also, the left vandalizing Tesla's on site because they don't like Elon Musk. Y'all aren't fighting for democracy. You're just mad when you don't control the narrative. Yeah. It says they're fighting for democracy, all right. They are globalists and they are fighting to kill democracy. Luckily, we are a constitutional republic. Control, power, and control. That's what they're all about. Demos means mob rule. They support mob rule. They support democracy. Thank goodness we are a constitutional republic. Yeah, and they can't really think for themselves. That's what I see. It says, I keep laughing about how the left chose to target cars with 360 camera surveillance, and a bunch are now going to jail. Yes, I am. I am too. It says, The White House, we can't track $602 billion sent to Ukraine. California, we can't track $24 billion spent to combat homelessness. The Pentagon, we can't track $2.3 trillion from military spending. The U.S. Treasury, we can't track $5 million of pandemic spending. The IRS, we know you sent $601.57 to your friend. You better report it. You're going to jail. Rules for thee, not for me. I mean, yeah, I just screw the government from now on. I'm not paying shit, and this shit is crazy. When will Newsom be under investigation? Yeah, I mean, it says that's a lot of money laundering going on. Yeah, and I'm sure it's gone back to a lot of the freaking Democrats in the party. Just saying. It says Doge found a $19 million grant to Whoopi Goldberg for promoting diversity on The View and clawed it back. Yeah, I mean, what? She's not promoting diversity. She's promoting hate and racism and everything else. It says it seems the ones that are the most vocal against Elon are the ones the most guilty. Yeah, no wonder she hates them. Cut off all the corruption. And so that explains why she had 18 million reasons to hate Trump and Elon. She probably knew she was going to eventually get caught. Let's see. A Democrat state senator in New York just proposed banning all Tesla dealers in the state, but Republicans are the fascists. Got it. Because less than a year ago, Democrats were mandating electric car purchases. Now they're setting them on fire and buying SUVs. It makes total sense. So it's never about the environment, it's all about control. It says a man drives up next to a Tesla just to key it in California. We're making him famous. Well, I guess it doesn't have any volume. So he pulls his little, is that a Prius? Or one of them little Nissans? It says license plate is 7WYN190. It is a 2017 Toyota Prius with a California plate per Carfax. Wow. Damn. It says these people are mentally ill. Yeah, I think so. Whoa. I mean, you're just going to go do all of that. Have these people not been like looking at the internet? Where people say, okay, it has cameras, 360-degree cameras. I mean, really? Yeah, make him famous. Wow. It says, nice clear pic of his face. Enjoy prison. Yes. And this is why we won the election. It can't be more plain than this. Yeah. I mean, really? Adults out here doing this kind of stuff? It says, can I make it? Oh, shoot. That scared me. Let me turn that off. It says, can I make it any clearer? What are the four greatest threats to America? Socialism, liberalism, the Democrat Party, and the idiots who support these things. It says, try Trump and his co-president Musk. What? Okay, just when I thought the Republicans were getting better at making memes, Donald J. Trump, billionaires, unrestrained capitalism, and massive tax cuts for billionaires and corporations. Okay, these people must watch. They must watch. That's three, dummy. They must watch CNN. This person says four greatest threats: Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and JD Vance. That's three. Said another 4 years of the Biden administration would have finished our country off. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. Funny, but those things fought World War II, got us out of the Depression, helped America and American world or economic world power. Absolutely, yes, and so true. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Here's another one coming up. Ken damn Tesla. This is an old lady too, y'all. Look at how old she looks. Ugh. Oh, look, a Biden supporter keying a Tesla in California. I can't believe adults are acting like this. Is so pathological. Mental illness is alive and unwell. And I hope she was held accountable for that. Why would you even take the time? Just walk away. I don't understand it. Here's some more libtards.
This is a perfect zoo animal. What a libtard looks like in the wild.
Resist Putin's program. Oh, Lord.
They have the weird bag that they got at a marijuana hemp store. They have ill-fitting waist where they have a lot of visceral body fat around their stomach. And then they have cheap glasses that they get at the same methamphetamine pipe store that they got the purse. She's on antidepressants. She's 5 times vaccinated. So she's disconnected with reality. These people are delusional, and they all look like this, libtard. What?
Oh my gosh. It says happy libtards in the wild Wednesday, everybody. He says she's 5 times vaccinated on antidepressants. And don't feed it, Alex. Be careful and don't get too close. Excuse me. It says careful. Either extreme can have examples of crazy. Today, you can only navigate the mess of society if you're able to see all sides with peace in your heart or spiritual eyes to discern the lies. It says, don't worry, guys. They're literally sterilizing themselves with vaccines and sex changes. They won't be around much longer. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think some of these I did look at yesterday. The Democrat approval ratings. Anyway, I had to go back to some of my other ones. Let's see. Let's go do this. Let's go ahead.
If carrying a deranged, there's some kind of mental illness thing going on here because this doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense because it's major L mentality. These underachievers won't make it off their couch unless they can go and ruin someone else's success. And of course, they're jealous of Elon Musk, an overachiever, someone that gets things done, someone that does amazing things for humanity. And look, they're burning Teslas, a company he created, open source, no patents, so that other car manufacturers could utilize his technology to further the development of electric vehicles to help improve our environment. These same people that were mandating we have electric vehicles only by 2030 are the same ones destroying Teslas, which started it all.
You are working with Neuralink so the blind can see and people with spinal cord injuries may one day walk. You help people in North Carolina. You help people in California when they have no communications. And I watch all of this and I have to ask, why? Why do I see people like I woke up this morning and saw that Teslas were put ablaze in one of your dealerships in Vegas? I've seen this happen all over the country. Bullets are being fired. Charging stations are put ablaze. Teslas are being put ablaze. You have experienced assassination, threats of assassination for you and your family. What have you done that warrants this? Because I see nothing that you have done except help our country.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Let's see here. This lady, she has some good points.
Elon Musk for finding all of this money, but nobody is mad at the Democrats for losing, for stealing, for spending, for laundering this money or whatever they've been doing with it. See, the reality of it is, whether you like him or not, the money that Elon Musk is finding belongs to you too. So you should be thanking him instead of hating him. And call me crazy, but Doge is one of the best things that has happened to America in a very long time. The corruption that goes on in that office is deeper than you can imagine. And it's so crazy because a lot of people are moving with emotion right now that nobody is using logic and asking themselves the simplest of questions, such as, how are these people net worth way more than their annual salary and they're only politicians? See, a lot of people are not going to ask themselves their questions because they're so busy in their feelings asking who voted for Elon. Well, obviously, a lot of us voted for Elon, which is why he's in office doing a hell of a job making America wealthy again.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't get it. And then let's see here.
talked about this tells you everything you need to know.
We have 33,000 veterans in this country who are homeless and living very poorly, I might add, and it's a shame. They're living in...
Yeah, I mean, like I've said this before, we have problems here in the United States that we need to deal with. And so I think this whole Doge thing is there to make sure that we're focusing all of our tax dollars here versus sending it somewhere else, because there should be no reason for anybody to be homeless.
Filth and squalor on our streets. Nobody is doing a thing for them. We helped them a lot during my 4 years, and it's all been dropped. Everything we did for our veterans has been dropped. It's a disgrace. Joe Biden puts illegal aliens before homeless veterans, and we cannot let this happen any longer. The American veteran is one of our greats. This national scandal will end. On day one, I will sign an executive order to cut off Joe Biden's massive spigot of funding for shelter and transport of illegal aliens and redirect a portion of those savings to provide shelter and treatment for homeless American veterans. I will make it a personal mission to totally eradicate veterans' homelessness in America by the end of next term.
The fact that
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get that. We should not have any homeless if we're such a rich nation. But no, we've been sending money overseas forever. Let's hear what Jim Jordan has to say about the tariffs.
I think I keep coming up with all these foreign countries saying they're going to do this. If tariff and talking about how bad it is that President Trump does this. If tariffs are so bad, why don't they just get rid of the tariffs they have on all our products? I mean, that's pretty basic. And frankly, that's the president's argument. Why don't you show us the respect we've shown you? They won't do that. He's saying, okay, we're tired of taking it on the chin. We're tired of manufacturing leaving this country. I mean, my dad was a union worker for General Motors in Dayton, Ohio. There used to be several plants, GM plants in Dayton. Now there's not. And the auto worker who stood up yesterday with the president, I thought the president's remarks were great. The auto worker who stood up, I think, spoke for so many middle class, working class families. Enough of this. Let's try something different. Let's tell them to quit sticking it to us, and let's look out for the interests of the American family, the American worker, and the American economy. Everyone needs to relax.
Yeah, they do. It's like, calm down. Let's see how this works, because it's never been tried before. We've just been doing the status quo. Just calm down. Don't take all your money out of the stock exchange, because that's what people do. They freak out, and then they're like gonna tank the stock stuff just because. Anyway, that's just my thought. I mean, I don't have like a ton in the stock exchange, but I mean, I don't want to see my money go away because I don't make that much. Anyway, it says Representative Jim Jordan on worldwide reaction to the Trump tariffs. If tariffs are so bad, why don't they just get rid of their tariffs on our products? And it says precisely what do you think, or what do they think it's okay to charge for our products coming in their country, but it's murder for us to do the same to them. And yeah, and it seems like the ones that are hollering the most, even in the Democrat Party, this is just like another talking point for them. But I mean, they're worried about all the wrong stuff. It's like, we don't know if these tariff things are going to work. Like, and if it does, what are y'all going to do? Anyway, I don't know. I'm still up in the air. We've never seen it done this way. We've always used the IRS, I guess, to collect money. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, mainly it's just to bring manufacturing and stuff back here to the States so we can be America first for once. But anyway, that's what I got for right now. I've got more, but I will have to go back through them for whatever reason. It's not showing everything. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Have a good afternoon. Bye.